I've run lots of businesses, and a lot of them in the food business, and I kind of know what it should be and what it should look like. So I was just curious after it was about 39 of us in a group that went from the bus took us from one point to the NJ Pack. So we got there, and as I said, we got served. It was fine. So when I got my main course, it was like unbelievable. It was supposed to be a fish dish. They used bay scallops instead of sea scallops. The whole thing consisted of about 6 bay scallops, 2 baby shrimp. Anybody that's in the food business knows what that is. They're what they call 32s and up, or 32s and downs, I should say. And 3 little slices of monk fish in this big dish, and a little sauce on there. So I said, okay, it's part of. I figured that it was a special order because there were so many people and it was a discount price or something. But anyway, so the thing was salad and the main dish, and then after that was coffee and some little desserts. So I was just curious to see what was the price of the regular menu. And the regular menu was $42. It was the same exact menu. The only thing that was different was on the top it says $42 per person. It was the exact same menu. And so I just didn't understand this, Their food cost there, I know they had big overhead, because I'm sure they have to pay a lot of rent there, but that's okay. You take that chance when you go into business. So if I had to guess, based on what my knowledge of the food business is probably their food cost was way under 20%. Probably closer to about 12 or 14. So they were jammed up because people were going to the show. So I'm only wondering if they're jammed up all the time, or if it costs only on special occasions, and maybe that's why they get away with it. People go there for a show. You park your car and you go to the show, or you're going to be inside, particularly on a winter day. You want to get out of the cold, so you park your car and you go get a bite to eat. But when you look at these prices at $42 per person, I just think that that's really not the way to go, but I have no control over that, obviously. But I would never go back there and go into the show. I wouldn't go there anyway, but I was going to a different show where they do have the big stars over there that perform. They got the opera there, and they do have all the rock and rolls, and they got all of the classical music there, so it's a great facility. But, so probably if you go there and you got no place to eat, you're going to eat there and you're going to pay the $42 and you're going to get the same exact menu. Now, I don't think that menu's changed ever, because we were there last year, it was the same exact menu, and had a different dish. I wasn't crazy about that either, so. Anyway, those are why I talk about business. I talk about what people do in business, how they drive customers away. But when you have a captive audience like you have there with the show, or the performing, which was performed by Holiday Express, that's the name of the group. It's not a group, it's a tradition right now. And you have them there. They have a locked-in audience, and so this is the bad part about people in business that think they have a locked-in audience. They can charge whatever you want to charge. So, like I said, if it wasn't for the fundraising I was there, it had nothing to do with the restaurant, but that was part of the ticket price, and you got fed, which happened last year also. But this year I noticed it more than ever, because I wouldn't get the regular menu, which I never did before. So anyway, when you're working on a 10 to 12, 14% food cost, you have to give people more food for the price. And so this is why I talk about theory and substance, and then they're working on theory, they're the best, and when you get the food, there's no substance in the food. So anyway, I just like to bitch about things like that, when they don't make any sense. And when people are paying the price, they should be able to get what they pay for. So anyway, this is why we have a business show here. This is why we talk business, because these are the things that happen in life. And people go to a party, people talk about different businesses that are not offering certain whether it's service or whether it's food or whether it's return phone calls or whatever it is. So anyway, just like I'm complaining about the Verizon thing here with the problem I'm having with them. So we're into December. Next week is Christmas. Is it next week's Christmas yet?
No,
a week
2
after.
weeks from
2
now.
weeks from now.
Yeah.
It's Christmas. So for Christmas and New Year's, we'll be running reruns for 2 days. And so we do have this week. Some of the programs that we have on the air that we offer, one of them is for Ocean County in general, all of Ocean County, New Jersey. For businesses that have been stormed out or sandied out, we're offering free airtime and commercials that have a value of about $500, not about, but it is $500, a free airtime. So we want to help these business owners get back on track, get their business up and running, and hopefully that we could promote them over the air for their services that they offer. We do have several that have signed up already with us, and we're glad to have them, and so we're trying to help the business owner in general to get back on track, but we do have other services that we offer. We do business appraisals and analysis, marketing. We have about 150 programs that we offer to the public, the business owners. So just to bring you back a couple of steps here, is that we are, the name of this program is called the Business Talkback. We do air through our server, which is Blog Talk Radio. So if you have a computer home, hopefully you do, if you go to Blog Talk Radio on your internet server, and then go to the toolbar, and you can type in Business Talkback, and the program will come up, and you can hear the program. If you want to be on the air and talk about businesses, you can give me a call at 646-478-4796, and we'll talk business with you. So the other thing is that outside of the radio program is we do have a consulting company called American Standard Businesses, which is all incorporated into the radio show and the program. So we do have a Business Talkback program. And we do radio for the free commercials for business owners. So if you're a business owner, you want a free commercial, give us a call and we'll be glad to talk to you. So the American Standard is the head company that provides the Business Talkback program and the seminars and the mortgage companies that we deal with. So if you're a small business owner and you would like to get a business loan, you can give me a call here at 646-478-4796. We are not direct lenders. We work with direct lenders, and we do work with outside services. So if you have a business loan, or if you look for a business loan, give us a call. Now this is from startup to SBA, to everything that's part of a business. Equipment, inventory, pay off a business debt, expand merchant service, which is credit cards. So we can get all that for you, so you're aware of what we offer. So if you want to start a business, now I know banks are turning down business loans all the time for startups. They don't want them, which is, it might be easing up a little bit, but in general they don't want them. So what happens is that we will be glad to direct you and have our people that we work with give you a call and get you started for a business loan. Now there's no security, no collateral on a lot of these loans. You can get up to $150,000 on a business loan. And SBA, you can go up to $5 million if you want to buy property in a business. So we can get that for you. So give us a call here at 646-478-4796 for a Business Talkback program, for loans available, money, inventory, and we'll get you on the right track. So that's part of one of our services that we have, along with, like I said, along with the free commercials we have and the business analysis that we do work with and offer to you. So, we're here to accommodate you in any way we can. So you want to give us a call, we'll be glad to talk to you. One of the other programs we have is called Business Seminars, which we've been doing for years. And this is the only business seminar program in the country that gives you a money-back guarantee. It's a 4-day workshop seminar. You will be guaranteed to succeed, or money's refundable. Very simple. And why do we say that? Because we've been doing it for a long time and it works. But we don't guarantee unless you take our course. And why we do that? Because the course is really where you want to be to learn the in and outs of businesses. You know, I know over the years I've counseled thousands of business owners, businesses in general, and the average business owner who thinks they know it all, and sometimes they do, but most of the time they don't, because the failure rate proves that. When you're at 63% failure rate, obviously you're doing something wrong. So what we want to do is we want to get you on the right track with our 90% success rate plus. We run about 92. Because of the support that we give you and because of the ongoing support, you know, for up to 36 months of the life of your business. And the ongoing support includes the marketing, free advice we give you, we do your business analysis for you, we do your ongoing support. We'll also, there's a whole list of programs that we have. And these programs total almost $30,000, I mean almost $40,000, about $37,000 in free services. I can break down each one of them for you, but it offers up to about $37,000, might be a little more in free services. For instance, one of the services would be a business analysis, that when that's done in detail, that's over $5,000 right there. So you do have to take the course to get the guarantee and get the services. So that's why we can offer a guarantee. So, you know, on the backside of this offering, we do have fundraisers and business analysis for you. Not the fundraisers, but the funding through the people we deal with on the business loans, and the seminars, and the videos that we'll be offering out over the next, well, be ongoing, so we'll be offering between 50 and 100 videos for you. So we did send one out today on YouTube. You can go there and look at that. That's out on YouTube, right, Chris?
It is, yes.
Okay, you go out to YouTube, you can look at YouTube there, you can pick up that there. That was only like an intro from the radio station that you're going to be watching. We do live radio here. As I said, we do pick up different things. The live radio show, it's live. It's like we had the Verizon man walk in, and sometimes I forget to hit a button, but that's what makes it very interesting, is that we're human and we do support that. We've had a little bit of snow around here in the last couple of days. It's gone now, but probably last week we had like 7 or 8 inches. Well, I don't know if it was that much. It might have been 5 or 6. So. But it's amazing that people that get a little bit of snow, and before you know it, there's all kind of accidents all over the place. So we do try to we do try to bring to the audience news of the day, business affairs. We go over business programs. We talk about a little bit of sports, play a little music. We have free commercials, which we're going to get into very shortly. But the thing that was amazing with me, after the little bit of storm we had, I picked up the paper and and there was like man's serious condition after he slides off the road and hits a house. Another fellow was hospitalized after he crashed into a tree. And another one was an officer injured in a car crash from the snow. So I don't know, I've been driving in snow a long time, and of course you have to drive very carefully. You can't be cowboying and you can't be jamming on your brakes and sliding, and a lot of people shouldn't even be out driving anyway. they should really be, stay home. If it snows, don't go out. So, be careful if you're in the snow. Now, I know that we're gonna get more snow. I think they're predicting snow tomorrow in New Jersey, a couple inches, I believe. You're not going out in the snow, are you, Chris?
Nope.
So I think we're getting a little snow tomorrow. I don't know, they're talking about 3-4 inches, but it doesn't take much, but it freezes up, so just be careful if you're driving around in the snow, or don't go out at all, because you want to be able to not have an accident. So I try to be very careful when I'm out. I have to be out on the road most of the time, but I try to be very careful. So we don't want to have people getting hurt on the accident, any accidents. So let me get back to what we're here for, which is many things if you think about it. With the commercials, we do free, and we try to work with business owners. We have the lending program for small business startups, existing owners, SBA loans, property. If you want to go in that direction, if you just want to buy inventory, we take care of that for you also. So we are available for conversation. We're available for your newsletter. It's another thing we offer. We offer a free newsletter to business owners that would like to be up on what we offer here, which is the business analysis, appraisals, inventory control systems. We have 150 programs. That's been effective has been in effect for over 45 years. And it works. That's why we know it works, because it has survived more than 90% of the business owners to succeed. So if you are a business owner, or if you know anyone that's going into business, my suggestion is that you give us a call here before you move ahead with it, and let us walk you through the process. Financing, on-site inspection, review of the premises, your business plan, your price structure, and see what direction you want to go in. And hopefully you go in the right direction and you'll be fine. So with us, we know you're going to be fine if you pay attention to what we're talking about. We're going to go over one of the programs that we have. Is that we have over 150 programs. I like to do at least one at a time where I could actually elaborate on the process or the procedure of the business itself. I did go over on Wednesday the program of the 5-step program that we have. And the 5-step program really is designed for the business startup owner, or the entrepreneurs we like to call them. And what makes them in need of our services, we know over the years that failure rates usually start at the very beginning of your process. It's not always in the end or the middle. It's usually the beginning, because if you start off wrong, you're not going to continue in the right direction. So you want to be able to get off on the right foot. So we do have several suggestions that we work with on the business owner and startup for their business. And as I said, we do funding. So that's usually like number one or number two, and depends on what order you want to put them in. I always like to make that number two. To me, the number one startup is what I call the analysis. And the analysis, self-analysis for the individual before he goes into any of the other 5 programs. And why is self-analysis very, very important? I've been using the same self-analysis formula for, again, 45 years or beyond that. And what that does is that really breaks down the individual and his ability to even run a business. So why is that important? Well, it's important because it gives you gives you a direction of where you should be going. And a lot of the questions that are asked are very simple, basic questions. It's a formula that I've copyrighted along with all my other material. And it's a formula that has been in effect, I said, for over 45 years, and it works. So some of those questions that get asked are like, are you prepared to put in the hours you need for business? Does your family agree with you? Are you going to be an absentee owner? Do you have experience in the business you're going into? Do you have funding in the business you're going into, and how are you going to fund it? And it goes on for another 99 questions. I'm not going to read them all. In fact, I don't even have them in front of me. I'm only doing that off the top of my head from doing it so long. And it also, there's another one we have, which is again, self-analysis. But that's designed for the existing owners. So we have two forms. One is for a startup, and the other one is for existing owner. Now what these forms do is they actually make you aware of your business, whether your business is succeeding or not succeeding. I know one time a business owner came to me and he said, what do I need your form for? I'm making money. I said, that's great for you. I said, but maybe if you knew the problems with your business, you might be making more money. And of course, he took a step back and said, you're probably right. Everybody thinks that where they're at is where they should be. My theory is where you're at is not where you should be. You should be beyond of where you're at. So how are you going to get there if you don't know what's wrong with your business or what's wrong with the system? Like for instance, one of the things that I know business owners hardly ever do, I want to never use never, but hardly ever, is take a physical inventory of their product, regardless of what business they're in. So if they don't have a physical inventory, how do they know what they've sold, what their inventory is in dollars and cents, and what are you going to do with it? I told the story many times on the air. In fact, it's like an old story, but it carries a lot of merit to it. That goes back to, I got called to do a business appraisal for a gentleman who had a engraving shop for plaques, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, bowling leagues, things like that. And he wanted a valuation for a sales price. What can I sell it for? And so I went to meet with him, and if we talked on the phone for a couple of times. And I went to meet with him and went over, talked to him, spent an hour or two there, I guess, watching the customers in and out, seeing how he runs his operation, how he does the engraving. And so when we walk around, and while he was on the phone, I asked him, mind if I walk around? He said, no, go ahead, help yourself. So I went into this large room, it was probably 20 by 20 maybe, it was like a little storage house. And he had all these shelves and boxes, and so I opened up a box or two to see what was in there, and it was what I call inventory. It was stuff, plaques and things like that. That was his business was back there. And so when he got done with the phone call or a customer store, I forget which one it was, I asked him, I says, what's in the boxes back there? He said, that's my inventory. I said, oh, that's great. I said, when was the last time you took inventory? See how much dough you have? He said, never. I said, what do you mean never? He said, well, that goes back to my father. His father owned the business ahead of him. So this man's been running his business, not him himself, but between the father and the son, for about 50 years now. And the inventory was rotated, but in the sense that he never really cleaned it out. It was always there. So I said, well, before we go any further, we have to find out what you have in dollars in inventory. So he brought in a inventory person, they took the inventory, and I didn't want him to do it himself, I wanted an accurate number. And he paid the fee, and it got done, and it was like $87,000 in inventory sitting there for years and years and years. And I said to him, well, you have all this inventory. He says, what happens when you have to buy something or get an order? He said, well, if I don't know where it is, I go out and buy new stuff. I said, well, wouldn't it be nice to put this in order and label it and sell off what you have, and so you don't have to keep spending money, and you get $87,000 in profit sitting on the shelf. So, of course, I said to him, here's what we're going to do, and he did it, and finally everything worked out. But I can't imagine having all that money sitting around for years and years and years and keep going spending more money. And his answer was, well, I'm making money, what do I care? Well, When he realized how much he had and what his problem was, he suddenly woke up and says, this don't make any sense anymore. He's been running business for 20 years. His father did it for 30 years or something like that. So collectively, 50 years, never in inventory. So that's not unusual for these people. So the two forms we have, they're called self-analysis. One of it is for startup, self-analysis, the individual, and the other one is self-analysis for the business. Each one is about 100 questions, and each one has to be analyzed when it's done. So if you have a ongoing business, or if you have a startup business that you want to start up, if you would like a sample of these systems that I have, or forms I have, if you give me a call at 646-478-4796, I will send you a portion of it, not the whole thing, because it is cumbersome, and you really don't need it all right now, because I'd like to see basically what you have in general. So I will pull out some basic questions, probably 25 for you, and I'll send them to you, and then you could answer them, get them back to me, and I'll send you a report on my findings. We'll probably have to get more questions, because I'm not going to send you 100 questions, but I will send the findings of what you did answer. And I'll try to analyze what I can for you based on that, and maybe come down and see you if you're within driving distance of where I am. I'm in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. And we can walk you through the process of either startup or ongoing. So we do have that as an offer, which is free. So I try to make a lot of free offers to business owners, and that's to get them up and running a little bit. The free newsletter is available. The free analysis is available, we can do for you. And the free commercials if you're within Ocean County area. And it would be great to accommodate you in any way we can. So those are some of the offers that we do offer to you. So getting back to my 5 basic steps, which I started to talk about, is that the number 1 to me is the self-analysis. The number 2 is financing. Many businesses are underfinanced, working capital, and this is where the problem comes in. So if you're starting a business or you own an existing business, we do have the funds to help you get started, and we have the funds to help you grow your business if you're existing. Inventory, pay off a debt, equipment, renovation, those monies are available. Just like a bank, you have to do the paperwork, but it's all workable in the companies we deal with. Our direct lenders, we just work with them, and they will accommodate you in any way they can. Of course, we'll help you do the analysis, we send it off to them, and then they make a determining factor here. So this is how it works. And the other thing is that your number 3 on my list here is the experience that you should have within the business you're going into. That also is on the self-analysis. What experience do you have in the business you're going into? If you're going into a business that you know experience, when you fill that out, when I do the analysis, I will question you on that. Because that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be going into a business where you don't have the experience. And so a failure rate of 63% that I told you starts from the very beginning of the business venture. And the number 3 on my HIPAA rate is experience in business. That's because people fail that don't have experience along with all the other products. Funding is one of them. And that's why we do the self-analysis, so we can get you going in the right direction. The funding and the experience. So, and number 4 is knowledge of the business. So there's a difference between the experience in the business you have and the knowledge of the business you have. The experience is the actual working in the business. The knowledge is the general knowledge of the business in general. So let's say you're in the food business, so you may know how to cook your food, but you may not have knowledge of the business in general. What should be your cost? What should be your vendors? What deals can you make with the vendors? What should be your sales? What should be your food costs? What should be your menu costs? So that's knowledge of a business. That's with any business, whether it's trucking business, whether you're in clothing, or whether you're into hats or cosmetics, it makes no difference. Experience and knowledge. So, and last but not least is marketing. Now, why do I put marketing last? Because unless you do step 1, 2, 3, and 4, marketing has no value anymore because you're not in business. So Once you accomplish those, then marketing is your next thing. Then you're gonna do your marketing. You gotta find out what is your product needed, who's gonna buy your product, who's your competition, who's your competition location-wise, how does your product compare with your competition, whether you're gonna sell online, whether you're gonna have a walk-in trade, whether you're gonna do a brick and mortar, or whether you're gonna do wholesale, retail, manufacturing. So your marketing has a big, wide avenue that covers all the bases. So on this scale of 1 to 5, those are your basic steps. Self-analysis for the startup, the funding, which we can help you with. We can help you with all of these programs, along with the other 150 that we have, knowledge, experience, and marketing. So we can take care of that for you, and if you're in business, these also apply to existing business owners, whether you want to do self-analysis, which will put your business in the right direction. And what that self-analysis covers is the sales per square foot, your percentage of your profits in terms of what's your profit markup, and your payroll in terms of percentage of payroll for labor, for rent. Those are the numbers that I talk about all the time. So if you've heard this program before, or if you know me in general, or if you know any of the seminars I've done, presentations I've done, I am a believer in substance. I talk about theory all the time, that it doesn't work. Theory is something somebody thought of, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Substance is something that has been tried and proven and has experience. Theory is maybe we should do this, and maybe we should do that, and that doesn't work. It's like when you're lost, you say, what road should we take, this road or that road? Well, that's theory, because you don't know where the hell you're going. If you've been down that road before, then you'd say, oh, we take this road because it takes us right home. That's substance. So that's a good example of between substance and theory, just like my friend loves support and implementation, and those work also. So